Hi everybody, I'm Mike Garska with SuccessDualChess.com and FindAmentor.com. Welcome to this week's Help Me Communicate, where I help you be a better communicator. So today, I'm going to talk about the simple science of emotion and feelings. Feelings are a magnetic energy inside, using that magnetic force of feelings inside you to improve success in every aspect of your life. It's actually quite simple. So first, I'm going to explain the simple science of feelings and emotions. There's 4 facts I want to share with you in this. First, I'll give you the 4 and then I'll go into details about each. Feelings are part of a electromagnetic force, energy, that is happening in all humans, okay? Number 2, they're part of every communication interaction that we encounter. Every time we communicate, emotions and feelings are part of that interaction. Number 3, the reward of a feeling or an emotion is the same emotion. They grow. That's a scientific fact. Emotions grow. They're anchored in us and they grow as we express them and share them. Number 4, feelings and emotions have different qualities. There are differences. And we're going to help you understand what those differences are so that you can use that magnetic force of feeling inside you to attract positive situations in your life. So let's explain first the electromagnetic energy part. We know we're just beginning to understand that electromagnetic force field inside humans. We're starting to study it. We're learning about it. We're learning to understand it, and we're learning to measure it. And we know that different thought and emotional processes changes that electromagnetic energy force inside us. It alters it. It alters the qualities of that energy. So we know that the thoughts and emotions are in fact that electromagnetic energy force field inside us. Now, electricity moves very fast. We know that with electricity, anytime electricity is present, there's magnetism present. So electricity moves across and magnetism is created as electricity is moving. So thoughts are the electricity part of the electromagnetic force inside us. They're moving. We think at 500 words a minute. We speak at about 100 words a minute. But thoughts move very quickly. And they come from all kinds of places. All of a sudden they're there. They move fast. Feelings are magnetic. They anchor. We feel them in our whole body. They hold us in a place. Think about a time when you felt intense emotion, whether it's negative or positive. Your whole body responds. You can feel the magnetic pull. And we know further that it's magnetic because when I share a feeling, whether it's positive or negative, the other person gets the same emotion. So magnetism is, when you look at it scientifically, it's the same energy going in and out and circling around, and it pulls it together. Same thing with another person. When I share love, typically trigger love in another person, and it brings us closer together. We magnetize in the love. If I share anger and we get angry, it triggers anger in the other person, and we magnetize in the anger. So the feelings are magnetic. Okay, so we know that. And they're anchored in our body. We feel them throughout our body. They feel like a magnetic pulling energy. They're part of every human interaction process. Every interaction that we have with other people, this is number 2, feelings are part of that. We know that as humans, we communicate in a 5-step process. We sense something with one of our 5 physical senses. I call sense 6 emotions, sense 7 thoughts. Nevertheless, once we sense something with one of our 5 physical senses, either an emotion is triggered instantly or a thought process is triggered. Sometimes the thought process is triggered, sometimes the emotion process is triggered. So 2 and 3, thought and emotion that happen after we sense something, are interchangeable. Sometimes we go sense, think, feel. Sometimes we go sense, feel, think. So that's the first 3 steps: sense, thinking, and feeling. The next step of the human interaction process is, out of those first 3 responses, we derive an intention, and the 5th step is that we act in some way. So we sense, we think, we feel, we intend, and we act. The 5-step human interaction process that happens all day, every day as we interact with other people. When we're in a group situation or in a one-on-one situation, in either instance, each person in the interaction is sensing, thinking, feeling, intending, and acting. And responding is the next action. We respond with a sense, thought, feeling, intention, and action. And then we respond again with a sense, thought, feeling, intending, intention, and action. All people do that. So feelings are part of the communication process in every interaction. They are a magnetic force inside us. Two things that we know scientifically. Number three, the reward of any emotion is the same emotion. I was once reading a book, I think it was called The Book of Runes, and in it there was a statement that the reward of patience is more patience. So I thought about that for a while, and in fact, the reward of any emotion is the same emotion. Think about it. If I express love to you, the chances of you feeling love and expressing it back to me is extremely high. So when I share love, I get love in response. When I share anger, when I'm angry at you, when I call you a jerk, you feel defensive and you get vengeful and angry back at me. And so the reward of anger is more anger. The reward of love is more love. The reward of patience is more patience. The reward of confidence is more confidence. The more confident I feel, the more confident I go, the more confidence grows in me. And the more it spreads to the people around me. So the reward of any emotion is the same emotion or feeling. The reward of any feeling, the reward of any emotion is the same. And it grows. We know that. Okay, so emotions are magnetic inside us. They anchor and we feel them and they pull. They are part of every human interaction process, every interaction with another human being. And they are rewarded with the same emotion. Now, this is critical stuff to understand in our communication process if we want to attract strong relationships, if we want to attract successes in our lives. Everybody talks about how they'd rather be around a positive person than a negative person. Are you the same way? I am. I would rather be around positive people than negative people because we know that positive thoughts and emotions provide seed and grow more positive thoughts and emotions. Feelings and emotions have different qualities, and here's how they're different. Emotions are triggered responses, often uncontrollable. So if somebody does something, or I hear a word, or I see an action, and I get really negative emotional response. Sometimes they're positive, sometimes we're triggered with positive stuff, but mostly emotions are negative and they're triggered automatically, and if we don't control them, they just spread and grow like a virus, and they do grow very quickly. Whereas thoughts is a controlled emotional process response, or feelings versus emotions are a controlled, thought out emotion or feeling response. So for example, if you call me a jerk, my immediate emotional trigger is, you're a jerk too, you're a bigger jerk. Whereas my controlled, thoughtful feeling process would look something like this. You call me a jerk. Ooh, I'm triggered. So the first thing I do is control that emotion by not responding. Choosing, okay, I'm feeling angry, embrace my embrace my defensiveness, but don't respond. That's my choice. One of humans' greatest gifts is the power to choose. And at any moment in time, we do have a power to choose. So when you call me a jerk and I choose to stop, and the next step in getting to a controlled feeling process versus an emotional triggered response, the first step is to invoke curiosity and inquisitiveness inside me. Now, every positive feeling, love, confidence, patience, persistence, perseverance, caring, giving, any of those positive feeling processes are anchored in us, just like any negative feeling or emotional response process. They're all anchored in us. We can access them all. We have memory to access those. So inquisitiveness is the best one when I'm triggered negatively in a response. What's going on here for me? I just heard these words. I'm feeling negative. Somebody called me a jerk. This person called me a jerk. So by getting in touch with my inquisitiveness and having a desire to increase perspective before I respond, helps me get to that controlled positive feeling process response. So what I do is I get quizzed. What's going on here for me? Okay, I'm feeling this. Why am I feeling this? Because this person said this to me, and I might have some guilt around that. But nevertheless, why did they say that to me? Why are they attacking me and getting me to feel negative? So what I turn is to that curiosity, and I ask the other person, okay, you just called me a jerk. My first response is to get negative and defensive, but I want to know what's going on for you. Why did you call me a jerk? What happened? Did I do something that I wasn't aware of that caused you to think that of me? What's going on here? And so by switching from a response of just you're a bigger jerk to a what's going on for you, I switch to a curiosity, which is a controlled, thoughtful, feeling response, curiosity, a good and positive feeling to invoke. And I ask the other person, which gets that other person curious as well. Oh, what did you do that made me think you were a jerk? Now, sometimes they'll know instantly, but sometimes it'll just be an automatic response. But it'll get the inquisitiveness and the curiosity going in them. And the other emotion that triggers, that curiosity and that inquisitiveness, it triggers in the other person the sense that somebody cares about what's happened for them. When I ask them, okay, I accept that that's what you're feeling. I might not agree with it, but I accept that's what you're feeling, and I want to know more about that because I care about your process. So I share with them that caring feeling. Well, that's a positive feeling, and that transfers love. So by changing my negative emotional response of anger and vengeance in response to being called a jerk to a sense of curiosity and inquisitiveness and caring about what's going on to the other person, that's what I grow. The inquisitiveness, the curiosity, and the caring, instead of growing the anger and the vengeance and the disgust. And we always have that choice. So the difference between feelings and emotions is that emotions are typically negatively triggered responses. Feelings are controlled, feeling, and thoughtful process that trigger the same in other people. Both trigger the same in other people. So today's lesson is, instead of subsiding and submitting to that negative response and surrendering to the negative response, we choose, with our gift, our power of choice, to own it. Own my immediate negative response. Sit with it, acknowledge it, embrace it, even if I have to, so that I honor that it's part of me, it's real, it's here now. And then I look for another perspective. Now, in a lighter situations, it's easy for me to find my own other perspective, and alternative perspectives on my own. Sometimes the energy is so deep in some significant relationships or in some serious, important work relationships. They get real muddled up. And in order to get that other perspective, we need outside help. And so don't hesitate to reach out for outside help in the form of a mentor or a coach or a good, trusted, positive, and I quote, the positive friend, because often we'll go to a negative friends and they just justify all our negative emotion and we spread more negative emotion. The more I gossip about somebody else's negative stuff, the more I build on negative emotion and process it. And it's easy for people. Negative emotional responses are easy and they're natural and they're easy to get trapped into. And when I gossip about another person, I'm triggering more negative, easily negatively emotional response, and we build on that, and the other person feels more negative and I feel more negative, and if the person we're talking about eventually hears about it, they feel more negative. We're spreading lots of negative energy. Stop the gossip. Number one rule. But having said that, when we do feel it, okay, when we're feeling attacked or charged, we own it, we sit with it, we acknowledge it, we embrace for it, and we look for that other perspective. And then we invoke that magnetic curiosity. Remember, all these positive feelings are magnetic, and they're inside us, and they're anchored. And every time we go through a deep emotional situation, we anchor whatever that emotion that we're feeling is, or what that feeling is that we're feeling. And so you can access all those positive feelings that are available to us: the persistence, the confidence, the patience, the perseverance, the love, the hope, the caring about other people. There's as many positive emotions as there are negative. So invoke the curiosity, get inquisitive about perspective, and start asking questions is the next step. Remember that all positives are anchored magnetically inside you. Emotions are magnetic. They are part of every human interaction process. The reward of every emotion is the same emotion, and you can choose feelings versus positive feeling processes versus a negative response, emotional response processes. And you can do that by stopping, owning it, acknowledging, embracing the negative, then looking for and invoking another perspective, invoke curiosity and inquisitiveness, and start asking the other person questions about why they think and feel the way they do. Get curious, show them that you care, invoke their curiosity and their inquisitiveness. And if you do that in every aspect of life, whether you're at work or at home or even a casual relationship, choose to stop building on negative emotion when it's triggered in you or you see it in another person. Choose to insert thoughtful, positive feeling processes. Point out the positive in other people when you start to hear negative gossip. Point out the positive in the person that the gossip is about. Point out the positiveness, or switch the subject and move to something else that you can talk about positive emotion with. And you can do that. Now, emotions are controlled by thought. Whether you agree with that or like it or not, it's the truth. We, by getting into a certain thought process, can invoke and trigger different feelings and emotions in us. It takes discipline. Get in touch with your discipline and choose positive thought processes to invoke positive, controlled feeling processes versus negative emotional response triggered processes. That's a choice that you can do, and you do it with curiosity and inquisitiveness and getting in touch with your caring about yourself and the other person. That's the steps. Go out and make it an awesome day. I hope you enjoyed today's Help Me Communicate. I hope you understand a little bit more about emotional magnetic energy and how to build on that. And please like our posting here, like our pages on YouTube or Facebook, or go to successtoolchest.com, send me an email if you don't understand something, or you'd like more clarity, or you have a disagreement and you'd like to have a little bit of debate about a particular concept. Please email me and we can do that. I'm here to help you communicate. Go out and make it an awesome day. Thank you for being here. I'm Mike with successtoolchest.com. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.